Away from basketball now to football on the continent, the CAF Confederation Cup. Nigeria's only representative on the continent, Rivers United, will be in action today against APC Lobito in Angola. And a lot of persons have been talking about this game, but one thing is key, and one thing has made the news this morning. That's talking about the players of Rivers United. They have threatened to boycott the game today over Accheru. That's the financial entitlement, or money is being made available by the club to the players for each of the games that they play on the continent. Now, according to reports, we hear that the management is proposing a $300 Accheru instead of the usual $500. Players, of course, are insisting that they want their $500 before they can play that game. I mean, lots of things to talk about on the show this morning, and I'm being joined by the program's manager of Wazobia FM, Port Harcourt, China. Acheru joins us this morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to In the Game.
Good morning, Favour. Good morning.
All right. Rivers United, the only representative on the continent from Nigeria, currently will take on Lobito later today. But the news concerning the Accheru, this is not the first time we've heard about Rivers United players or other players from Nigeria from Nigeria complaining about getting the Accheru before the game. I would like to ask you, is it the right of a player to ask for the Accheru? I mean, they're being paid salaries, they're being paid their bonuses, but the Accheru, is it an entitlement from the players?
Well, Accheru, they are kind of like basic travel allowance. When I say right or a privilege, it's difficult to place right now, but if you're traveling out of the country on official assignment, you are due something, and that's what the Accheru is. The difference here is that, unlike your salary/wages that is fixed, embedded in your contract, cannot be touched. In the case of the Accheru, it's going to depend on a lot of variables. So yes, the players should have Accheru, but how much it is depends on what the management can afford and what they're willing to give. Favour.
All right, for Rivers United, yes, according to reports coming out also from the angle of the management, they've said the players are not sure about the information. They even spoke about dollar to naira, naira to dollar. With this issue surrounding the team at the moment, do you think it will affect the game that would go down later today? And should the players be talking about this now on the day of the match?
And here's the thing, Favour. I'm not even sure the players are talking about it today, match day. I'm not even sure. It's just that the story broke this morning. Now, from my sources, I hope my sources are right. From my sources, the sports commissioner actually met with the players before they left Port Harcourt and explained to them that for this trip, the state or the club cannot pay $500 each, but $300 each. Nobody grumbled, nobody complained. Yes, there were a few people that would say, Commissioner, just try now. You know how it is with Nigerian players. But it was not an issue at the point of departure. And since they arrived in Luanda, it has not been mentioned. The players are yet to ask for their Accheru, whether it's $300 or it's $500. It has not been spoken about. They are just preparing for the game. So here I'm thinking that whatever is this going on happened in Port Harcourt, but the story broke 2 days late. Because from what I gather from Luanda, the players are not talking about it, the captain is not talking about it, and they're focused on the game. So will it affect them for the game today? I sincerely do not think so. Did the players want $500? I believe that because they have been receiving $500 up till the last away game they played, and they will expect $500 for today's game. But is it worrying them for this game? I do not think so, sincerely, Favour.
All right, now let's come to the game proper. We know in the last few matches for Rivers United in the Nigerian Premier Football League, it has been Evans Ogeyi leading the side, to different games in the last few matches, with the absence of Stanley Eguma. Until now, there's no official report from Rivers United, but according to reports, he has been asked to stay away from the team. Now, what do you make of the new look of Rivers United players? I mean, the team, it says that Evans Ogeyi has galvanized them to getting wins at home and try to get points away from home. Do you think that he will be able to still guide them to victory on the continent? This should be his first continental job, continental assignment with Rivers United in the absence of Stanley Eguma. How much of impact do you think his presence will make, today against Lobito in Angola?
Evans again should be able to do something right. He has been with the team for some time. This is not his first game with the team. He has been in charge of the team solely for about 3 games. Now, this should be his 4th game. But being part of the backroom staff means that he's not new to the players. Has anything changed with the way the team has played? Some will point to the game against Doma in Harcourt, saying that Rivers United considered 2 goals against Doma. And before now, the Rivers United team under Eguma will not concede 2 goals at home. Some will say that. Others will say the team plays differently, they play a more direct kind of football, the approach is different, they seem more focused. So it depends on who is looking and what side of the fence standing. Bottom line is that whether it's Evans Ogei at the top, in charge today, or Stanley Eguma, the thing is, Rivers United must not lose today's game if they must have any real chance of playing in the next stage of the competition. So Gay knows what he's up against. The players know what they're up against. I saw Rivers United play against Eyimba. I saw them play against Doma United. And I saw clips of their game away to Sporting Lagos. I think they have what it takes to get the result today. Remember that the last time they played in this stadium, exactly 1 year ago, against Motema Pembe, they got a 1-0 win. And like the captain, Yimawagwa says, it seems like a friendly stadium to them. So they're playing on somewhat familiar ground. They're playing on the ground that they won exactly 1 year ago. So they will go with that kind of confidence. Will they win today? It depends on what the players do on the pitch. But whether Evans Ogei can do the job, anybody can do the job at this point. Just stay focused. Stick to what works for you and keep it simple.
All right, talking about Stanley Evans Ogei, the coach of the technical advisor of Rivers United and the captain of the team, Ima Wangwa, they had a lot to say ahead of the game. Let's quickly listen to them. We'll be right back.
I feel really good, and the mood in my camp is also cool. Everybody's calm and focused, and we know why we're here. And we're only focused because we know the tasks ahead of us, and we are here for the tasks, and we know what's at stake us. Yeah, Academica is a very good side, and they like to possess the ball, and we know that about them, and we respect them for that. But right now, it's the time for one side to decide their fate, and Rivers United knows what they want, and by the special grace of God, we want to get what we want, and at the end of the day, we pray it turns to our own favor.
Certainly, we have done the mathematics, and we've made our players know the importance of this match. And like you rightly said, every other team has garnered points from here, and we shouldn't be an exception. So, but we know the pressure will be on them because they are just playing for pride. They have nothing at stake. But all things being equal, we hope that we will carry the day at the end of the day. Well, actually, no match is a small match, and we are not coming with that kind of vented anger. We are coming, they are our brothers, we are one Africa, and we are coming to play a competition that is actually like the second or third tier to the Nations Cup. And we have actually told our players the responsibilities this match carries. Rivers United is not just representing the good people of Rivers State. We are representing Nigeria in its entirety. And we know, being the only professional Premier club side representing Nigeria in the Confederation Cup, we know a lot is actually on our shoulders to deliver.
All right, that was Yima Wangwa, the captain, and technical advisor Evans Ogei, talking about the game they will play against APC Lobito. We'll still have the progress manager, Wazobia FM Port Harcourt, China Acheru, with us. You just listened to the coach. He spoke about the importance of the game and how the players know that they are representing Nigeria and not just Rivers State. Your take on his pre-match conference?
He said something that we should all understand. Now, this game is actually a game against the Ghanaian side, not just the Academia de Lobito. And I'll explain. The coach said every other team has picked points from that ground. So if Rivers United don't pick points from that ground, they will have a big disadvantage. And that's why it's a game they have to win. They just have to win that game if they must progress to the next stage. Are they playing for just Rivers or for the whole of Nigeria? The country needs the coefficient points they're going to get from this, so we can keep having 4 teams in the continent, 2 in the Champions League and 2 in the CAF Confederation Cup. So the further Rivers United goes, the more coefficient points they get from CAF, and that's why he says they're not just playing for Rivers State, they're playing for the whole of Nigeria. So I'm sure if Wazobia understands that kind of pressure. He's not new to the coaching business in Nigeria. He has been there, he has seen it all, he has done it all, and he understands that a game like this is not a game that you should take lightly. So yes, I agree with him all the way.
All right, before I let you go, let's do the permutations and combinations. 9 points has, of course, Dreams FC. Club African are currently on 9 points. Rivers United are currently on 6 points. Should they win their game today, they'll be on 9 points. Then either of Club African or the other team, Dreams FC, can either land on either 10 points if they draw the game, or they get 12 points. Do you think that Rivers United can come out of the group to the quarterfinals, and how far do you think Rivers United can go in the CAF Confederation Cup?
Rivers United should first win today's game. They have 6 points now, right?
Yes.
So if they win today's game, they're going to be on 9 points. Then all they have to do is win their last game at home next Sunday to Dreams FC. But failure to win today, they will now be depending on Dreams FC to lose their game, right? So, but the point is that to avoid all these calculations, Rivers United should win their game today, then they have their destiny in their own hands. So their last group game against Dreams FC, right here at home in UU, they win that one, and they're through to the next stage.
All right, we hope that that will happen. Of course, we've been talking to China Acheru, and we must say thank you for your time, and we wish that Rivers United will continue to fly the flag of Nigeria when they take on Lobito and, of course, other games in the future. Thank you very much for joining us.
The pleasure is mine.